Chapter 2, Kristy Ella Stories. I thought I could keep the performance going forever, but, life has a way of reminding us that even the strongest porcelain is fragile. It was a Thursday evening, the kind of night I had curated 1,000 times before. The neighbors were arriving soon. This was a last-minute neighborhood meet-up to discuss new happenings in the neighborhood. They were the kind of people who only saw the version of me that was always composed, always prepared, and always in control. I was the neighborhood perfectionist. I had spent hours obsessing over the smallest details. The lighting was dimmed to a soft glow, the hors d'oeuvres were plated with surgical precision, and I was wearing my favorite silk blouse, the one that made me feel untouchable. But beneath the surface, the air in the room felt heavy. My mind was racing, checking off an invisible list of social expectations I had set for myself. I was exhausted, but my smile was fixed in place. Easy conversation was flowing, and I was being praised for hosting the event. Yes, that was my drug. Then, the world shifted. As I reached to pour a drink, a small, sudden wave of vertigo hit me, a physical protest from a body I'd been ignoring for years. My hand, usually so steady, gave a traitorous tremble. The wine glass didn't just slip, it seemed to explode against the edge of the pristine white sofa. Time slowed to a crawl as I watched the deep red stain spread like a wound across the fabric I had spent so much energy protecting. The room went silent. The polite chatter dying instantly. I looked up and saw the reflection of my own panic in the eyes of my guests, and in that moment, the mask didn't just slip, it shattered. I wasn't the perfect woman anymore. I was just a human standing in a mess I couldn't schedule away. My heart was hammering against my ribs, and for the first time in my life, I couldn't find the words to say I was fine. I didn't wait to see the judgment on their faces. I couldn't. I turned and ran, my heels clicking survival rhythm against the hardwood, until I reached the guest bathroom and threw the bolt shut. I stood there in the dim light, staring at the woman in the mirror, the woman with the perfect hair and the wine-stained silk shirt, and I finally let it out. I sobbed until my chest ached, waiting for the sound of my guests leaving, waiting for the silence that would confirm I was now as broken as that glass. I stayed in there for what felt like an eternity, long after the tears stopped, bracing myself for the cold, empty house I was sure was waiting for me. But when I finally turned the lock and stepped out, the house wasn't empty. The queen bee neighbor wasn't gone. She was in the kitchen, with her sleeves rolled up. Others were scrubbing the red wine off my couch with calm, practiced hands. Another neighbor was quietly clearing the plates, and the heavy, suffocating silence I expected had been replaced by a soft, comforting hum of activity. They didn't look at me with pity or disappointment. They looked at me with a warmth I hadn't allowed myself to feel in years. In that moment, I realized that while I had been busy performing for them, they had just been waiting for me to finally join them in the mess. Thank you for being here with me. In Chapter 3, I'll share with you how the red wine changed my world. Kristy Ella Stories.